Beneath your smile, I found a kind of quiet that never needed words. It's not just in the curve of your lips or the way your eyes soften when you laugh. It's in the stillness you bring to my chaos. The unspoken grace that follows your footsteps like a gentle breeze through my cluttered heart. I never believed in love that arrives without sound, but you showed me that sometimes love doesn't roar. It hums, a hum that settles in the bones and echoes through the soul. I didn't know I was waiting for anything until your presence told me I'd been empty. I had wandered so long through the noise of almost loves and maybes that I forgot how silence could be holy, how it could wrap around me and whisper, "You're home." And in that moment, beneath your smile, I finally understood that some people don't need to speak to say everything. They just have to stay. And you stayed, like dawn, quiet and certain, breaking through my longest night. Your smile isn't just a feature, it's a portal. I've fallen into it 1,000 times, always landing somewhere warmer, softer, more alive. When you smile, I feel like the universe leans in to listen. It's a rare kind of light, one that doesn't blind, but guides. I wonder if you know the power you hold when you let happiness stretch across your face. Not just joy, but a kind of courage. As if every scar, every sorrow you've carried stands aside to make room for something gentler. I've watched you smile even through storms, and it undid me. Because it's not easy to carry light while drowning in the dark. But you do. And it makes me want to protect every part of you, even the pieces you hide behind laughter. If I could, I'd gather all the shadows that ever touched you and trade them for a moment more of your glow. That's how much I believe in the fire beneath your calm. That's how deeply I love you. There are poems that try to capture what you do to the world when you smile, but they all fall short. Words, for all their magic, sometimes tremble before truth. And your smile, it is a truth. One that doesn't need proof or permission. When it finds me, I forget the language of fear. I forget every door that ever closed in my face. You open new ones, just by being near. I've seen sunlight follow you, as if nature itself recognizes you. And maybe it does. Maybe the wind moves gentler when you pass. Maybe flowers bloom just a second earlier at the sight of you. I don't need science to explain the ache in my chest when you look at me like I'm the only thing worth seeing. I don't need theology to understand that your presence feels like a prayer. If faith is believing in what we cannot see, then I have no need for religion. I have your smile. And that to me is the holiest thing I've ever known. You speak in moments, not always in sentences, but in pauses, in glances, in the way your hand brushes mine, as if reminding me, I'm here. And that presence, it speaks louder than declarations. There's something rare about someone who doesn't rush to be heard, but listens with their entire body. You don't just hear, you feel. And I feel you even when we're silent, even when the distance stretches thin and uncertain. It's the little things really. The way you remember what I forgot, I told you. The way you notice the songs I skip, and the ones I always let play to the end. Your love isn't loud, it's steady. A heartbeat beside mine, a rhythm I never want to unlearn. And sometimes I wonder if I was always meant to find you. If all my detours were just roads that curved toward this moment. Because being loved by you doesn't feel like being rescued. It feels like being seen. And that, I think, is the kind of miracle that changes everything. You once told me that you don't think you're anything special. And I laughed not because it was funny, but because it was the most untrue thing I've ever heard. You're not just special, you're the exception, the rule breaker, the unexpected note in a perfect melody that makes the song unforgettable. There's something about the way you exist that makes the world tilt a little differently. You don't seek attention, yet you hold it effortlessly. It's in your honesty, your refusal to pretend. You show up as you are. And that's rare. In a world obsessed with masks,
you wear none. And that bravery, it's beautiful. It because love isn't just about beauty. It's about presence. It's about showing up even when it's hard. Even when it's messy. And you do. You always do. With arms wide open and a smile that promises, no matter what, I'm not going anywhere. And every time I see you, I believe in love a little more. Because of you. I know what it means to be chosen, without condition. When we first met, I didn't know what I was looking for. Maybe I wasn't even looking at all. But there was something about you. Something in the way your laughter lingered, in the quiet intensity of your gaze, that made me pause. And in that pause, something shifted. I didn't fall for you all at once. It was gradual, like rain turning into rivers. Each drop, each moment, carving a deeper path into my heart. I didn't even realize how far I'd fallen, until you became a part of my every thought. Until the idea of a day without you felt like a season without sun. And now it's impossible to imagine a world where your voice doesn't echo in my memory, where your kindness hasn't softened the edges of my life. Loving you didn't come like thunder. It arrived like breath, natural, constant, necessary. You are not just someone I love. You are the reason I believe in love at all. You have this way of making the ordinary feel like magic. A walk in the park becomes a poem, a shared meal, a memory I replay like a favorite song. There's wonder in your presence that turns routine into ritual. And maybe that's what love really is. Not grand gestures, but the everyday things we do for each other that say, I see you, I choose you. You make even silence feel full. And when we laugh, oh, when we laugh, it feels like the world is exactly as it should be. You bring out the best in me, not by changing me, but by loving me so fiercely, that I begin to believe I am worth loving, that I am enough. You show me beauty in the overlooked corners of life. The chipped mugs, the morning yawns, the quiet stares from across the room. With you, nothing is wasted. Every second is sacred. Every moment a prayer. I didn't know life could feel this whole. And now that I do, I never want to go back. I've loved before. Or at least I thought I had. But it wasn't like this. It wasn't this deep knowing. This quiet certainty. Those loves were fireworks. Loud, bright, and gone too soon. But you are the fire that never burns out. Steady, glowing, endearing. You warm me without burning. You light my way without blinding me. There's a safety in your love that I've never known before. A place to rest. A home that walks and talks and breathes. I no longer crave chaos. I crave you. Your voice. Your stillness. Your truth. You've taught me that love isn't about possession or perfection. It's about presence. It's about waking up every day and choosing the same person over and over, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. And I choose you with every breath, every thought, every piece of who I am. I choose you because loving you feels like the one decision I will never regret. Sometimes I look at you and wonder how the universe aligned so perfectly to bring you into my life. Was it fate? Chance? Something in between? Whatever it was, I'm grateful. Because you've become the anchor in my drifting. The compass when I forget my way. I don't say it enough. But thank you. For being. For staying. For loving me through all my versions. I'm not always easy to hold. Yet you never let go. You have seen my cracks and called them art. You've made room for my fears, my dreams, my silence. And in that space I've grown. Because of you. I am more than I ever thought I could be. You water my roots and stretch my sky. You are the reason I write, the reason my heart beats a little louder when I think about forever. I used to be afraid of it, forever, but not anymore. Not with you. Because if forever means more of this, more of you, then I'm all in.